Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So we have a very busy day today. We are back on the grind with the EVO. I know a lot of you, I've noticed from the videos, the fancy little algorithms and analytics, the WJ is getting a lot more love. I'm going to be real with you guys. It's posted for sale right now. I will sell it if I have to. This is also for sale as well, and mostly because, well, one, I don't really ride as much right now because it is cold, but I've had so much going on that I haven't really been riding. The Jeep, well, the Jeep isn't great daily driver. So I did notice that the WJ does get a lot more love. There is some stuff coming for that build as well. Nothing too crazy, but I am going to be changing like timing components, doing the cooling mods and everything like that. So stay tuned for that. That will be happening, but like I said, it is posted for sale right now. If it sells, cool. If it doesn't, well, 1 tons will be making its way up underneath. It's time to focus on this thing some more. Now I got the garage door closed for now. The neighbors are painting right now, so we're gonna keep this closed while all the ruckus is going on. Fenders are off. I did post these for sale. If they don't sell, I will see how much it is to fix them, but I'd rather just find some used ones that are in better condition than these, that don't have wallowed out holes and little cracks here and there. I did hammer this out, this little piece, little bracket that was bent. So I straightened it out. I don't know if it straightened out the upper support, but anyway. Also, update real quick on the engine. I did paint the engine. I did not film it because we're gonna be doing a whole, as you can see, I have all the measuring tools I've been going through, and I'm gonna clean all this up because this is a mess. I also have to clean the rest of my garage. But the engine is painted. I will show you guys in another video. Building a motor, the paint done, but I'm gonna move this out of the way for now. And we're gonna get grinding on this because we have a lot of prep work to do. Let me go ahead and clean. I'm gonna clean up my whole garage first before we even get grinding on this, because I do have to jack it up and put a tarp underneath, because we're gonna be scraping off all of the undercoating and shit like that off the fender wells, and then sanding down some spots that need to be repaired. All right, so I got this kind of area just situated. Bikes are outside. Still a little messy, still organizing here. I got all my tools, been cleaning this off as well, but I want to get started on prepping this engine bay. I started down here, just kind of scraping to see what actually comes off. A lot of this comes off, looks like someone spray painted in here. A lot of this was coming off. Now when you start getting into here, this is more of that undercoating. So unfortunately I had a scraper, but as you can see, it wasn't really pulling the stuff off like I wanted. I have this grinding disc here, and I'm just gonna grind all that stuff off in here, all up here, all up here, all over here. Basically just grind everything down in here. Repeat it on the other side as well, and then we'll go into just sanding little spots with the little flappy discs that go onto this. In this video, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I do want to relocate the fuse box, so I'm going to have to grab some metal to mount that fuse box on the other side, and it's basically going to sit on the frame right here. Let's go ahead and set you guys up on a tripod, and of course we're just going to do a time lapse of peeling all this coating off. Well, I'm doing this all wrong. Do not follow this method. This is not a good idea at all. I didn't realize you can heat this stuff up. I just watched the video because I was like, man, fuck, there's got to be an easier way to do this. So watch the video. There's 2 ways to really do this, and you can heat this up and then scrape it, which I'm going to have to do because I don't have the other method, which is an air scraper. So it hooks up to compressed air and it just vibrates and it take all this off. Thankfully there's not a lot of this on here, and it's really just in here for both sides. Over here there's nothing really over there, so I'm gonna go ahead and heat all this stuff up, start scraping, because yeah, not entirely sure how to get any of this off. I don't know how to get any of this off. Like, I don't know what any of this is. It's supposed to be undercoating, but the OEM one's very rubbery, so it's very difficult to get it off. And then it has like, it almost looks like Bondo. Unfortunately, mine has all, it looks like the factory undercoating, which is very, very rubbery. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to put the camera down, think of something, figure it out, and then come back. And I don't know, I have no idea. It's just whatever. All right, so actually I'm gonna take a break real quick. Before I start prepping all this, I'm gonna clean this whole engine bay first. You do need to clean it because, well, it's just filthy. I'm also gonna take these lines off, so I gotta jack the car up, and I'm gonna pull all these fuel lines off, so I also have to drain the tank as well. So I'm gonna jack the car up in the back, so I can drain the gas tank, and then I can put the gas in the Jeep because that's a free tank of gas for that thing. All right, so actually I'm gonna take a break real quick. Before I start prepping all this, I'm gonna clean this whole engine bay first. You do need to clean it because, well, it's just filthy. Okay, so my camera cut off again. Usually does that after about 16 minutes or so. Been sending down little spots here and there. Probably hit this by hand because I couldn't get my sander in there. Up here is pretty good. I'll probably just hit this little land-in right here real quick. Underneath here is pretty good. If anything, it would be by hand. Underneath here is pretty good. Probably just go ahead and clean it a little bit more. But overall, this is what I'm doing. I'm just going over for the little rust spots. I'm gonna let the body shop deal with everything else. Like I said, I'm just going over and just kind of cleaning everything up. Not half-ass cleaning up, but just getting basics done. So I'm gonna just kind of clean up real quick and I'll come back to you guys, taking a little break. This video is gonna be a lot of breaks because my fingers hurt and my hands hurt.
Later.
God damn it. Well, I'm an idiot. Okay, so fast forward, it's the next day. I had to step away from this. This was kind of pissing me off. When, as you saw, I foobarred and completely spaced that I have a full gas tank. I don't know why I forgot that I had a full gas tank. I guess because I never drive the car. But yes, I have to drain all the gas out first. I got a couple of buckets. I'm going to drain the gas, put that in the Jeep, and that way then we could take all the fuel pump and the hanger out and everything like that, and get that out of the way. All right, so yeah, we kind of ran out of some daylight. So basically what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna climb up underneath the car real quick. I'm gonna drain all the gas out because my whole house smells like gas after that little shenanigans I pulled with trying to pull the fuel hat off. I don't know why I tried to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and start draining all the fuel out because, like I said, I'm gonna take this fuel, put it in a Jeep for this weekend. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with it. I'll just show you the drain plug. I'm gonna start draining it. I'm gonna go back and forth and do a little workout at the same time. So right there is the drain plug for the gas tank. It's on the driver's side. You're gonna drain the gas out of there. I'm just gonna drain into these 5-gallon buckets, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this stuff put into the Jeep so I don't have to buy gas for the Jeep. So I'm gonna go ahead and let all that drain out. The last little bit, I'm gonna finish my workout. Let the last little bit drain out of that. I really don't need to drain the other side because I'm not really changing anything in there. So I'm gonna let that last bit drain out, and then I have to figure out how to get it into this jug here so I can transfer from here, from the buckets to this, from this to the Jeep. It's not gonna go well. Okay, so we paid our electric bill and we got some more light now. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the garage door because my whole garage smells like gasoline still. Got everything drained out of the tank. I have everything kind of sitting right here in that jug right there. But for now we can get the fuel lines off the car and go from there. Leave everything buttoned up inside here. You can't see it, but there's a fuel hat right there. I'm gonna pull that cover off and I'm going to leave everything in, unplug all the fuel lines, pull them out from underneath the car, and we'll go from there. Excuse my hair. Oh man, I need a haircut. Get all that stuff done right now, and that way we can get that stuff out. We can get it out of the engine bay, the rest of it out of the engine bay, and then we can start sanding down the rest. As you can see, there's still a lot to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and start chipping away at the rest of this and sanding all this kind of down, mostly the rubberized coat and shit. Get all that stuff off. Oh, fuck me sideways. Finally got everything off. So you have to come up here. This is the back of the gas tank, or side of it. All the lines run up through here. I'm not gonna shine a light because I don't know where I put my fucking flashlight ever, but the lines run over here, up, and then into the little hat there. Problem is these lines are secured to this, and the nut is on the top side, and you can't get anything up. I just bent the little tab down so I could get to the nut, unscrewed the nut, and I just bent the tab back up. This will be a lot easier if you just drop the tank. I just don't feel like dropping a tank. So now that I have my entire tool cabinet underneath my car, let's go ahead and now that I got those lines off and whatnot, and we're gonna start sanding this stuff down. Very thin right now. So the sander, I have a 320 grit. It should be able to sand all this off. I want to get all this stuff off. This stuff I'm not going to worry about. Just spray right over that. We got to get grinding on this. I have a 4-day weekend, so this should allow me to get all this done. Okay, so unfortunately I don't really have really abrasive sandpaper to take the rest of that stuff off. I'll have to probably hit this again tomorrow. For now, it is pretty smooth. There's some spots, like low spots right in here, you can feel it's a little more rubbery. But honestly, I think if it's primered, this whole area is primered and then painted, you're not even gonna feel any of that. It'll just be smooth like paint. But for now, it's pretty good. I'll probably hit it with a little more of an abrasive sandpaper. I only have 320, which honestly doesn't feel super abrasive. I thought it would, but it doesn't. I'm just gonna have to clean up some stuff in here. Hit this with sandpaper just to knock that off. A lot of this is just dirt. Probably have to do the same on this. I'm gonna clean this up. I'm just gonna spray it down. I'm not gonna bore you guys with a time lapse or anything, but I'll probably spray this down. I'm really just using brake cleaner because my bottle is broken for my alcohol, so I can't really clean anything. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and clean all this up, and then we'll go from there. Actually, not second thought, I'm really gonna bore you guys with prepping this out. A lot of it doesn't really need to be peeled off. I think it just more so just needs to be cleaned. So I'll probably just do that, kind of chip away over the next couple days here. Again, still waiting on the head. I dropped it off. There was a miscommunication on my end. I forgot to call them the day after I dropped it off, so I called them a couple days later. They ended up getting a head, so they're gonna just assemble the whole head minus the cams that are sitting over there. They're gonna assemble the whole head. They're gonna valve guides. They're gonna resurface the head, and they're going to assemble everything. And they're gonna do reseat the valves. They're gonna do a valve job and everything like that. So honestly, it wasn't too bad. It's about 600 bucks to do all that, and then they're gonna assemble it. I'm gonna clean the transmission up. I don't know if it needs a rebuild or not. It grinded gears before, but I think the clutch was the clutch was very spongy, and it didn't actually spring all the way back up. Also, the shifter cables were fucking loose, like really loose. The bracket was on by one bolt, so I think all that played into effect. So it's not difficult to pull this stuff apart, honestly. I could do this relatively easily, even though it'll still take me a while. I got fuel lines on the way. I have to find some injectors. Unfortunately, IDs are way out of budget right now. They're not out of budget, but they are. And I'm not going to order any AN fittings just yet. And the main reason being is because I want to make sure that when I run this setup, I know exactly where everything is going to go. Thankfully on EVOs, there's one in and one out. I'm really not going too crazy with the intake manifold. It's just going to be a stock one. It's not going to be ported. If I find a ported one for cheap, I'll probably pick it up. And then it's really, I think the next video is going to be a lot of cleaning. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a lot of cleaning of OEM parts, and then hopefully it'll be the engine build, or the engine build and then cleaning of parts. I don't know yet. Enough talking. Oh, if you guys want, my motorcycle's for sale. 2007 R1. If you guys are interested, this bike is for sale. Shoot me a DM or email. Anyway, with that said, I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me talking right now. That's all I got for y'all. Stay hungry, stay humble, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.
I swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching